Good evening, everyone. Mayor Buckley here. I wanted to take the time to update you on several items. It's been a little while since I've spoken with you. It's Saturday night, October the 17th, about 7 p.m. I'm in the mayor's office with Tim's with me again this evening. And I want to divide it up into three segments tonight because we have a lot going on. The first segment is just a general update, and I want to remind you that beginning on October the 14th through December the 15th, we have our leaf pickup operation going. I seen them out picking up leaves yesterday. So if you decide you want us to pick your leaves up, get them out to the curb. We always recommend that you mulch your leaves in your yard when you cut your yard. But if you don't want to do that, you want to get them out to the curb, we will come by and pick them up. We start at Thompson Road, south end of the city, and move north. So there's two crews working, so we'll get to you. It just takes some time. A lot of people have called me about Halloween. Mayor Hogshead has recommended to not do Halloween, trick-or-treating. I take a little different view on that. I think trick-or-treating should be left up to the parents. I certainly will pass out candy at my house, but if you are going to trick-or-treat, that should be left up to your parents. I've talked with the police chief about this, and he has set the time on Saturday, October the 31st, from about 5:30 to 8:30. So in that time frame, you should trick-or-treat if you so desire. Please wear bright or reflective clothing, wear a mask, and please do not go out in between cars to cross the road. Cross at the end of the road where the crosswalks are. Thanksgiving, it's a little bit early to talk about COVID and Thanksgiving, but I have every intent to have Thanksgiving dinner with my family. That is a private family issue. That's not a function of government. So that's my intent right now. On November the 11th at 11 a.m., we will have our annual Veterans Day service on the steps of City Hall. This program has grown, and it's put on by the Mayor's Faith-Based Roundtable. So mark your calendar, November the 11th at 11 a.m. on the steps of City Hall, we will have our annual Veterans Day service. Folks are calling me about when's the next shredding. We're going to schedule it for sometime in December, weather permitting. We try to do those every 3 months, but if we can't do it because of the weather, we won't do it until February or March of next year. The community center is taking reservations. They are open. I've talked to the director a couple days ago. I'm very concerned about COVID, and I'll talk about COVID in the next segment, but they are open, as is the park system, for reservations. Our 2020 paving program has concluded. We paved several roads, and we did a lot of sidewalk and driveway approach repairs. The area of 8th and Fletcher Avenue really needed it bad, and it looks so much nicer. The folks down on Dangerfield and Rodney Court, you've gotten a new road and some approach work. So I'm very happy about that. And we will pick this up again early spring of 2021. Recently, I put a letter out on the website concerning an Okra Grant. Okra stands for the Office of Community and Rural Affairs. We are trying to get a grant to do some major sanitary sewer repairs in the city of Beech Grove. We're talking about a program in between $850,000 and $1 million, and we're asking Okra for $600,000. Where you can help us is if you have experienced sanitary sewer backups in your home and you are a resident of Beech Grove, we ask that you send us a 1-paragraph letter telling us about your problems. Please do not include explicit language or hateful rhetoric. If explicit language or hateful rhetoric is included in this, we will simply not use your email. We want you to email us and tell us your problem so we can turn your email into Okra so they can review it as part of our application. Send an email to us stating your problem at the Mayor's Call Center at beechgrove.com. We need your response by the 10th of November. So if you could help us, that would really be good. So thank you for that. If you go to our website, you will see a document that looks like this. This is the Pavement Asset Management Plan for the City of Beech Grove from 2020 to 2025. We inventory every road in Beech Grove, and it is given a rating. 1 to 3 is poor, 4 to 6 is average, 7 to 10 is good. And every road has been rated, so you can go online and check your street out to see what your street is rated. If your street is rated 1 or 2, you will be given priority for paving. We don't have any in this report, which is really good. We don't have any roads that are rated 1, and we only have 24 roads that are rated 2. Everything else is rated 3 or above, and that is really good. That wasn't the case 8 years ago. We had a lot of 1, 2s, and 3s, and we had very few 7 to 10s. That's flipped, but we need to keep going. So I want to just point out to you, if your road is rated 1 or 2, you will be up for paving within the next 2 years. If your road scored a 3 or higher, within the next 2 years, your road is not going to be paved. If we want to get funding from NDOT requires us to do this every other year. So we have just completed this. We have 70 miles of roads, so we are doing well with our road paving program. But this is available for your review. One of the, I think, biggest projects that we have done is getting ready to start here in Beech Grove, and that is the Greenway. NDOT awarded a bid back in September to a company called Morphe Construction. They are going to be the contractor for the 2.2 mile Greenway. Franciscan Alliance has bought the naming rights, so the Greenway will be known as the Franciscan Trail. This has been talked about for a long time, long before I was mayor. As a matter of fact, Mayor Wiley talked a little bit about this. Mayor Wright did quite a bit of work on this when he was mayor. Mayor Dilk, the year he was mayor, he carried this on, and it's taken us 8 years into my term to finally get this going. So we look forward to this. It is a $3.4 million beautification project, and it's 2.2 miles. And for those of us who have lived here for a long time, once this is done and we can walk on it, we will see parts of Beech Grove that we have never seen before. So I am so looking forward to this. We will have a pre-construction meeting pretty soon. Not sure of the date yet, but it's coming pretty soon. And this project should kick off sometime early next spring. They have until the end of 21 to complete this project. So we're looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great amenity to the city of Beech Grove. We are getting ready to watch the construction of a 55 and older senior community at the corner of 17th and Southern. It's called Bailey Park. What it is, it's 5 doubles on a court. Two things on this. This is a nice economic development feature for us, but it also solves a drainage problem in that area. And so we're looking forward to that. Don't know when they're going to start. I thought they would have started by now, so it could be within the next couple of weeks or month. I don't know. But it's at the southeast corner of 17th and Southern. Local development team called Equiteam is doing it, and they do quality work, and we are certainly looking forward to this improvement in that area. You may have begun to notice some of the traffic control boxes being painted in the city of Beech Grove. Those are being done by the Beech Grove Art Collective, and they have a art space on Main Street in the 300 block, right next door to Beach Bank Brewing. We have some really good artists that live in the city of Beech Grove, and they are showcasing their talents. We have painted 3 boxes so far, and we're going to paint a couple more, maybe before the year's out, depending on the weather. But how this works is you just can't arbitrarily go to a traffic box and start painting. The artist submits a request to the Board of Public Works and Safety, and along with that request that they want to paint a traffic box, they have to submit a drawing of what they intend to paint. And then the Board of Public Works and Safety approves or denies the request. If we approve the request, we also assign the traffic box to where they paint it. And once they are done, we go out and we inspect the work to make sure it lines up with what they submitted. If it's complete and they have followed the rules, we will compensate them between $250 and $500 per box. That money is not tax dollars. That money comes from reimbursement for programs concerning recycling. So we have 3 boxes that have been painted so far, and they are really good looking. We look forward to many more boxes being painted in the next year or so. So that's how that works. So if you are interested in doing that, I would suggest that you speak with a member of the art collective in the city of Beech Grove. They are good people, they are good artists, and their work is really, really good. So if you had questions about that, that's how that program is developed. And the last thing I want to talk to you about in this segment is yesterday, Friday, October the 16th, a Hornet was placed on top of the roundabout hill at Arlington Avenue and Churchman Bypass. This has been a ongoing program for about 5 months maybe. Bob Buchanan, who owns Bomar, is the artist, and his firm constructed the Hornet. They did all of the engineering, all of the construction. They had a lot of help from Alro Steel, and they had a lot of help from about at least 9 contributors who contributed a little over $55,000 to this project. So Bo contributed quite a bit to it, as did Alro Steel. So we're not quite done with this project yet. It's installed, and we're going to let it sit for a little bit. We're trying to tweak the lighting a little bit. It's going to be orange and white lighting that will come on of an evening, and it will simply expose the Hornet more. But that is a little ways off, as we got to get that right. So the Hornet is up. I think we're the home of the Hornets. Beech Grove City Schools was heavily involved in this as well. And you'll see more of Bo's art on school properties over the next year. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think it's going to be a wonderful improvement, not only for the city, but for the city schools as well. But the Hornet is up. I'm very proud of it. I've lived here my entire life. I'm a Hornet for my life. And I think this is something that the community should be proud of. It's all right to have these good things. So that concludes the first phase. I'll be back in a minute, and I want to talk to you about the budget. So be right back. I'm back for the second segment of our presentation this evening. And now I want to talk to you about the 2021 budget. This coming Monday at 7 p.m., the City Council will convene, and they will hear the salary ordinance for 2021 on second and third reading. They will also hear the 2021 budget, and they will hear the 2021 Redevelopment Commission budget. So that is going to happen this Monday at 7 p.m. The budget for next year is set at $10,197,020. Our civil city debt for 2021 is $236,051. That continues to go down, and by the middle of 2023, this city, the civil city of Beech Grove, will not have any long-term debt. We have come a long way in paying off our debt since 2012. I give a lot of credit to our former clerk, Dan McMillan, and I give a lot of credit to our current clerk, Jim Kaufman. Both of those men have done a good job with managing our debt and paying it off. So, and I also want to give kudos to the council. So the highlight of the salary ordinance is 2% cost of living adjustment for all full-time and part-time employees. 2% cost of living adjustment for retirees under the 1937 and 1953 pension plans. We also increased our police presence in the schools. We now have a police officer at Beech Grove High School, Beech Grove Middle School, and South Grove Intermediate, if I'm not mistaken. Also, the police officer in charge of the school police also oversees the crossing guard program for Beech Grove City Schools as well. So we are all, we're very happy with this. And I think the main thing on the operating budget for 2021 is the fact that we are going to purchase body cameras for the police department. And we are going to purchase another ambulance for the fire department. those are some of the highlights. And then we are going to increase our budgets for PPE concerning COVID. I want to talk to you about the police department a little bit. I am a strong advocate for our police, as is the city council. There will be no defunding of our police department while I am the mayor. We support the police and we support the programs that they do. But we also support all of you. And I have made this perfectly clear since the day I became mayor. I don't know what happened before I was mayor. I don't know what's going to happen after I'm no longer mayor, but I can tell you that while I'm mayor, wherever you are in your life's journey, you are welcome here. All of you are welcome, no matter what you look like, no matter how you think. And all means all. So I wanted to get that across. I mentioned that about the police at our first reading for the salary ordinance and the budget, and I wanted to reiterate my position. We have a very good police department and fire department, but my focus is on the police department. Those men and women are under the gun, and I'm telling you that I support them. And they know it, and I'm proud of what they've done, but I also support all of you. So I'll be right back for phase 3 of the discussion this evening. We're back for the third and final segment of our presentation this evening. And before I get into COVID, I left out a very important part of the budget. If you're not aware of how the budget works, the budget is put together by the clerk treasurer, and the department heads and the mayor give some input on what they would like to see happen. And then a series of meetings takes place with the mayor and the clerk and the department head to go through the operating budgets of the city, because it's important that we are adequately fund each department so they can provide a service. But I got to tell you, at the end of the day, this was Jim Kaufman's first budget process, and it is not easy. But I want to tell you how proud I am of him. He did a wonderful job on this budget, and this is a good budget. And I certainly hope that the council approves it, and I think they will. So I didn't mention that, and I should have mentioned that, because he has done really well. I'm very happy with how he's working out and some of the things that he has accomplished. And because the clerk's office that's not an easy job. That's difficult at times, and he's adapted very well. So I want to move on to COVID. And folks, if you're paying any attention at all, the last week has really been bad for this state. Today we had 2,500 new cases of COVID reported. That's over 4,500 cases in the last 2 days. 31 Hoosiers reportedly died today of COVID. That takes us to over 3,680 Hoosiers who have died of COVID. Almost 2.5 million Hoosiers have been tested. So back when we first started in the middle of March, I would brief the department heads, and I would tell them that it was very difficult for us back then because we didn't know how to navigate this. But I said, we're going to go through this phase and we're going to come out of it, but we're going to get into another phase this fall, probably September or October. Well, I think we're in the second phase. Um, these numbers are not good. They're going in the wrong way. I had a chance to sit down with the senior citizens director a couple of days ago. They are the most vulnerable people. So we really have to crack down on cleanliness. We have to crack down on wearing masks, and we have to crack down on social distancing. As of now, they are still open, but they are only allowing 20 people in the building at a time. And I told Stephanie that if this continues, I will give strong consideration to closing that building. Out at the community center, it's been such a roller coaster because we were closed down and then we partially opened. Now they're ramping up again with Buzz Club and other programs. They're taking reservations again. But I spent some time with Angel this week, and I told her, I said, you really got to be careful out here because this thing is not going away. And if it continues to get worse, the numbers continue to climb, we're going to have to make some decisions. I don't want to do it, but it's just not healthy. I don't know who's coming into the building who may have COVID and we don't know it. So we're just going to have to play it by ear, see how this thing goes. But we are closely monitoring the numbers and the exposures. And I want to read something that the governor's office gave me yesterday, and I want to share it with you, and it directly affects our Monday night council meeting. Governor Holcomb extended stage 5 for Indiana, including the mask mandate. As a reminder, the public health emergency has been extended to November the 1st. So you can continue to have digital meetings, which would be City Council meeting, Board of Works meeting, Board of Sanitation meeting, and Redevelopment Commission meetings. Many communities also still restrict public access to City Hall, courthouses by appointment only. So here's what I'm going to do. For the council meeting this Monday evening, for the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, for the Board of Sanitation meeting this Monday, I will not allow anyone to enter the council chambers with the exception of elected officials, the city attorney, the Tim who is videotaping this so he can stream it on the internet, and I will allow our local pastor to come in long enough to do a prayer, and then I will ask him to excuse himself. So in other words, I will not allow the public into the meeting this Monday. This is through the governor's executive order through November the 1st. I don't like to do that, but I don't see anything else but that at this time. I want to remind you that if you are in a crowd, it is imperative that you conduct social distancing and you wear a mask. I don't have a mask on tonight. Besides Tim, I'm here by myself. If there were a group of people in this room, I would have a mask on. I will wear a mask Monday night at our meetings. Wash your hands. And if you don't feel good, stay home, please. I want to talk about the CARES Act. We, the city of Beech Grove, was eligible for $211,000 in CARES Act funding concerning COVID. So with that funding, the fire chief updated 2 freestanding CPR machines for the ambulances. Every building, municipal building in Beech Grove, has been sanitized at least twice, including vehicles. That was reimbursed. Our entire computer systems, with the exception of the police department, the fire department, and the city court, have been updated to the latest technology. All of the new licensing has been purchased. All of our servers have been replaced and updated. And very soon we will begin installing a brand new phone system citywide. All of this is making it capable for employees to work from home. The new computer technology, they will take their laptop home and be able to work from their home. The phone system will allow phones to be transformed, numbers to be transformed from here to the employee's home. All of this is to provide social distancing and keep people out of the buildings. And again, I want to thank our clerk treasurer. Jim Kaufman has taken this on, and he has done a remarkable job of this. We are getting back $203,000 in reimbursement for everything that we have done concerning COVID and the upgrading of our entire telephone system and computer system for every department in city government other than the police, fire, and city court. So that is a wonderful improvement for this city. It has been needed for a long time, and it's finally coming to fruition. So City Hall is closed to the public. We will let you in by appointment. The senior center is open, but there are strict restrictions in place. The community center is open, but there are restrictions in place. The park system is open. DPW is functioning on a normal basis. The police and fire are back to normal operations. So again, I just want to reiterate to you before we sign off this evening, if you are sick, stay home. Please wash your hands. Please conduct social distancing. If you are in a crowd and you cannot social distance, I recommend that you leave and wear a mask. If you are in a group of people, please put a mask on. If you are alone, that's different. But if you are in a group of people, please wear a mask. And finally, to all of our businesses throughout the city of Beech Grove, especially Main Street, I want to pass on to you that I am not going to be the elected official who orders your business closed. I'm not going to do it. The business closing should be left up to the owner of the business, not me. But you have to be careful because these numbers are going the wrong way. So please enforce the mask rule. Please enforce social distancing. Please do whatever you can to keep your business sanitized. I don't want to see the governor or the mayor order your business closed. We have had a tough year and we're coming back out of this, So the worst thing that could ever happen to all of us is for businesses to have to close again. So please do your due diligence and sanitize. Make sure social distancing takes place. And if you are not eating or drinking, make sure your customers have a mask on. So that's my message for this evening. And should I need to come back and talk to you again, I will. And God bless all of you, and good night.